Justice League has hit the theaters after a wonderful Wonder Woman movie. One I very much enjoyed. I actually got the special edition, stuff like that. Gotta get your steelbook, kids. I actually loved Wonder Woman. It was a really good movie. Gal Gadot, despite being foreign and trying to hide her accent a little bit and stuff, I think she really worked in Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman comes on the heels of a crappy movie. Oh, do we really have to mention it? Starring Ben Affleck and that guy who plays Superman and the wacky woo Lex Luthor. Woo! I'm going to shove lifesavers in someone's mouth. Woo! That just, oh my gosh. And then that troll's rear end butt ugly thing that they tried to pass off as Doomsday, which that is not Doomsday. That is not Doomsday. Superman Doomsday, the animated one, that was Doomsday. Justice League, the series, had Doomsday. Injustice, the game, has Doomsday. Whatever that was an abomination. In fact, that should have been fighting the Hulk. Because even then, I mean, just, at any rate, that the movie was an abomination. They just rubbed salt in the wound with that stupid thing. Any rate, though, Justice League is what I'm here to talk about. So, I'm going to try not to spoil it too much in the first half of this review. Second half, it's open season. So, when I let you know about the spoilers, just feel free to turn it off or keep watching. But you've been warned. Let's kick it off here, because the story starts out with Batfleck. Yes, Batman played by Ben Affleck. And he basically is hunting down parademons. Now, if you know your comic book mythology, parademons come from Apocalypse. Basically what they do is they take people and they rework their genetic material into these flying creatures that they use, send them out as drones, and at that point they don't care about them anymore. They actually at one point made a Superman parademon, which was a kind of an interesting tidbit there. But that's if you're watching some of the movies and the comic books and stuff, it was actually pretty cool. So Batman's been fighting parademons, which every time he finds one, corners it or whatnot, it explodes and it leaves behind these 3 dots. Now 3 dots, I'm wondering if they're using that as like a prelude to Brainiac maybe, but I don't know. It's the Brainiac 3 dot symbol was the first connection that made in my mind. But I don't know what they're trying to do with that. So that's speculation. That's not spoiler. So after a while of hunting these things, he basically says, okay, I need to get in touch with her. Wonder Woman, obviously. So he tries to get Wonder Woman to help him get a team together, because he realizes something bigger is going on. He doesn't know what it is yet, but he knows something bigger is going on. And after, of course, some bat research, and Wonder Woman confirms, there are 3 mother boxes on Earth. Now, comic book for you. Mother boxes are these boxes that, according to at least the movie, they're supposed to be boxes with power. I just remember them being ones that could open portals. My comic book is a little off, but still. And then what happens is that it's told that the Amazons and all races of the Earth basically were protectors of mother boxes to keep them separate, so that the powers of Apocalypse, so Apocalypse is this evil world, they're the dark gods of death, more or less, they would not be able to reunite them and terraform Earth into this basically hell. I mean, everything dies, more or less. So that's the idea, is they've got these 3 mother boxes, but they're sources of limitless and adaptive power. So Silas Stone used it on Victor Stone, and that's the origin of Cyborg. No, that's not a spoiler. That's just, hey, there's more to it, but you can find that much on a Wikipedia page. So, hey, you don't believe me? Check out Wikipedia. Check out any origin of Cyborg. He using apocalyptic technology, he was transformed into what he is. So there's his origin story, which they pretty much spoil for you in the movie. And so I think if they did a Cyborg movie, I don't think they'd really have to go into his origin. Flash, they tried to recruit him as well, and he was all too eager and freaking annoying. The Flash for me was the most punchable character in the movie. He's supposed to be, he's like he's on ADHD. He could really use some meds for that because he's all over the place. And I know Barry Allen is excitable, but every other rendition I've seen of Barry Allen has been more even keel. Even Wally West was more even keel than Barry Allen because he's like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, all over the place. And oh my gosh. Okay, one complaint about the movie. I know I'm getting a little out of order, but one complaint about the movie is the special effects for the Flash when he runs look worse than the CW TV show. How is that possible? I thought the CW looked cool because he's got the streak and everything, and the lightning goes in the streak. This is like, let's just take some After Effects stock lightning effect and throw it on there, and there you go. That's it. We're done. That's a wrap. It's like someone got lazy with that stuff. When the TV show has better special effects than the big screen and they're doing it in a smaller budget, that's not good, guys. So Batman tries to recruit the Flash. Wonder Woman tries to recruit Cyborg. Batman also tries to recruit Aquaman. And this comes into another a complaint that I'm going to put forward right now. Right now. Aquaman basically, he's like the knockoff version of Thor. Has that Norse accent, slams beer in any liquor he can get, and on top of that, he basically is a jerk to the rest of the team. Which Thor was very brash, but they dialed up the jerk meter a little bit to make him different. But I couldn't take him seriously. I'm sitting there throughout the entire movie, and just when I close my eyes and listen to the character's dialogue, I'm thinking, this is discount Thor. When I open my eyes, I'm looking at the Jason Momoa. I'm looking at him and I'm saying, this guy should have played Lobo. He shouldn't be playing Aquaman. He should be playing Lobo. So, discount Thor, annoying Flash, and a really cool Cyborg. And now here's the beauty of it. They take Cyborg into the movie and they treat him like they did Wonder Woman in that. We don't want to talk about that movie because it was horrible. It was an insult. But they basically take and they basically give you just enough of Cyborg to make you want more. And from what I saw of the character, he was underplayed. They had to throw in the booyah, but the way they played Cyborg made me want to see, okay, I like this character. I want to see him in his own movie, or I want to see him in something different. So when DC does their extended universe and has a Cyborg movie, I'm ready for it now. I'm ready for it, having seen Justice League. So basically, they're trying to get these guys together, and as luck would have it, the parademons come down. Parademons are basically trying to collect the mother boxes. They snatch one from the Amazons. And then it's a matter of finding the other ones, right? After their first encounter with the main baddie, who is Steppenwolf. And yes, I had to divorce my references. I'm throughout here, I'm like, guys, if for Iron Man you can play Black Sabbath, why can't you play Born to be Wild for Steppenwolf? Come on. Would work a lot better in Magic Carpet Ride, but that's another story. I had to divorce that just because references. After Steppenwolf, they realize they need something bigger because Steppenwolf is apocalyptic, which means he is godlike, and he even makes a claim in the movie. He's like, "Your gods fought me once and died." It's like, yep. This guy, if their gods fought him once, I wonder if Wonder Woman was ever kicking herself about killing Ares in the movie Wonder Woman. That's another story. So it becomes this race to get everyone together, uh, to get them unified to fight Steppenwolf and to take him down. That's what it is. That's what the movie is. Now, the bringing together of the team, it's some of them were reluctant. Some of them, like Barry Allen, was all too willing. He's like, "Oh, I'm in the car. I'm out of the car. I'm all over the Batcave. I'm ready to run." Like I said, punchable. I do not want to see a Flash movie. I seriously don't. If he's going to be in it and that's going to be the character, I don't want to see that. It's like watching... It's like everything wrong with Freakazoid. Everything wrong with... maybe Freakazoid's not that bad, but... I'm trying to think of a character who's just so... freaking spastic. It's ridiculous. But everything wrong with it, not the good parts. Divorce all the good parts from it and put that together, and there you have the Flash. Just annoying. It's like watching Home Improvement. Brad was dating this chick who talked like a mile, it's several hundred miles a minute. It's on Hulu right now, so I'm kind of watching through that. But he's like, it's like, does he ever shut up? Any rate. So yeah, they basically have to beat Steppenwolf, and that's going to be the spoiler-free version of the review so far. What I liked about it is they had some really good action scenes. They actually had the Flash go up against someone who was about as fast as he was, and he got taken down pretty hard, which is like, dang. He's supposed to be the fastest man alive, and yet he still got knocked pretty good. Things I didn't like about the movie, I did not like Ben Affleck. I really did not like Ben Affleck. And here's why. Christian Bale. Let's actually go further back. Let's go further back. Adam West, when he played Batman, actually did some physical stuff. Climbing up walls, did some biff, bam, bam, did some decent combat stuff. Michael Keaton mixed it up a little bit, had some good action sequences. Christian Bale, I'm skipping the other ones because those are trashy Batman movies, but Christian Bale, he actually really trained for it, and you could tell, and there were some great scenes with him, fighting people and whatnot. That was cool. Ben Affleck did not have any really stage present in the combat. It's Batman with guns, and this is not the 1920s or whenever it was. Early Batman used guns, and I'm like, no, this is not the current Batman. I'm going to shoot holes in everyone. I mean, it just... I didn't like it because I didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman because he carries himself a little thuggish. He carries himself a little more smug than you'd expect. The on-screen Batmans that you've seen throughout the years and whatnot, Ben Affleck just does not live up to it, and that's major reason I had issue with it. Everyone else performs as their character well enough, but that was really the low point for me. Apart from hating Spastic Flash. Let's see here. What else? The final battle was Steppenwolf. So the end of the movie takes place as Steppenwolf is destroying the world, right? That's not a spoiler. This is par for the course. If someone has a doomsday weapon, as it's powering up, as it's starting to work, that's when you always take people down. Is as it's starting to work. So, at that point in time, Steppenwolf is destroying the world, and basically, the final fight with him, the Justice League are all going at it, and it's like, all right, this is good enough. It's not a great fight, but it's good enough. It's good enough to be entertaining. I think the movie itself basically falls in that category. It's good enough to be entertaining, and the reason I say that is because if you watch through it, get some popcorn, get a large drink, get some popcorn, kick back, and enjoy it. It's you're going into the movie, and it's like every other comic book movie out there. It follows in step. You know, good guys don't want to work together. They eventually work together. Bad guy's going to destroy the world. As he's destroying the world, he gets taken down. There's not much that really makes it unique. There's not much, apart from the characters, that really makes it DC. Marvel could have written the same thing. You could have swapped the Avengers in and had pretty much the same movie. So it's definitely a popcorn flick. I liked it well enough. So at this point, this is where I'm going to get into spoilers. So, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, whatever you want to say. I'm going to give you a moment. Pause, quit, leave. But I'm going to start the spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. And I don't know how to really do this movie justice, no pun intended, without giving the spoilers. And that is, so they Frankenstein Superman. He's been dead since the events of another movie. And they bring him back to life, and then the Justice League has to fight him. Okay? They all have to jump Superman. Superman is the god. I mean, of all the characters, they're gods among men, but he is the one. It's everything is. Well, is he as powerful as Superman? I mean, the only thing greater than Superman is Chuck Norris or Senjo Saturn guy, But that's for another story. They bring him back from the dead. And so he, starts freaking out because he's got to figure out what's going on. And Superman basically has this fight where it's all the Justice League versus him. And it starts up with this weird... it's kind of weird because Cyborg's cybernetics malfunction. And he starts being aggressive towards Superman. He's like, I'm not doing it. It's my defense mechanism. Okay, whatever. You kind of have to have a tipping point. Superman can't look like a jerk. No, you can't make Superman look like the bad guy. And you can't make Cyborg look like the bad guy. So you have to put in some convenient thing to make it work. I think that was a very weak point. His cybernetics, he's not like Blue Beetle. The Scarab has a mind of its own. His cybernetics shouldn't necessarily be operating on their own. At least not from my understanding. But, whatever. So, after Cyborg accidentally fires on Superman, Superman beats the living daylights out of the Justice League. And when the Flash tries to speed past him, he's running, and they do the whole slow motion, and Flash is running past him, and he notices Superman's eye turns and looks at him, and Superman's turning, and he's looking at him, and the Flash is like, oh crap, because now Superman is moving as fast as the Flash. That was actually a pretty cool fight there. Superman versus Justice League. Batman, by the way, Superman picks him up, remembers what happened in the last movie, and drops him 20 feet in the air. And the only way they actually were able to talk Superman down was have Lois Lane come in. And she's like, oh, we had a thing. And so he takes her back to Kansas, and they basically talk off screen for a while, and it's like, oh, it's so bad that I have to send you back now. They need you to fight Steppenwolf. Okay. Superman's the only way they're going to beat an Apocalyptic. We know that. That's DC. The Apocalyptians are only beatable by Kryptonians. I mean, Superman is fighting god level characters. And meanwhile, you got Batman sitting there. I'm not throwing a batarang. Pop out! Batman, by the way, uses more guns in this than batarangs, punches, kicks. This is not Batman anymore. It's like Ben Affleck just doesn't have the ability to do the on-screen action that we expect from a Batman. And they try to pass it off. Oh, he's getting old now. They even make a joke. I remember when the worst thing we had to deal with was exploding penguins. Okay. I got frustrated with it because again Bruce Wayne's superpower, he even says it is, I've got money. That's the closest you have. I gotta get off. I gotta get away from the Batfleck stuff because he's the worst Batman. I'll take George Clooney back. I just don't like Ben Affleck as Batman. Any rate, so Justice League goes in. Now here's something that I didn't want to spoil. It's not really a spoiler, but it's kind of one of those. They have this like family in Romania or something like that. I want to say it's Chernobyl actually, because they're talking about those nuclear reactor that went off and people have moved in and they've become radioactive, and this is what happens when you've got nowhere to go. So they've got these people living next to this nuclear reactor, which is what Steppenwolf is hiding in, and they show them throughout the movie, and I don't understand what the purpose of that was. Maybe one of them is going to be a hero at some point. Maybe. I would have kind of liked it if, maybe Supergirl was there, but she, like they altered the story of Supergirl and she, she was found by the Ukrainian family, but no one really knew it was her because her powers hadn't adjusted yet. But they focus on this family off and on throughout the movie, and it's like, what's going on here, guys? What's going on? Why do we care about these people? Yes, they're in the middle of Chernobyl. They're right in the smack dab middle of where these three mother box cubes are going to be merged. I don't understand your whole intention of, you didn't make me care about this family. You didn't make me care about them. You didn't do anything to draw me into their drama of having to live in fear. You just kind of throw them up there for a few minutes, like it's we need after these messages we'll be right back. I mean, that's just you throwing them out there like it's just something to do to get some screen time for someone else. It didn't make a lick of sense. So at the end of it, Superman pounds the living daylights out of Steppenwolf, and then his parademons smell fear on him, and so they take him back into another dimension. That's basically the end of the movie. Then Superman and Cyborg have to pull the cubes apart, Mother Box cubes, and they decide, hey, we're a team. Woohoo! I guess as I think about it more, it was cheesy, but it was cheesy in that superhero good way where you could enjoy this movie. You could watch this. This is a popcorn flick. Just kick back with some friends, watch the movie. Maybe you're on a rainy Saturday and you don't feel like doing anything. It's not a bad movie. I mean, it was good enough. There was quality enough. Parademons. Okay, I usually don't get too technical, but the parademons look kind of fakey. And Steppenwolf, did you borrow that costume from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Because Steppenwolf just looked... he looked more rubbery than anything. I've seen rubber chickens more realistic than Steppenwolf. I did not like Steppenwolf at all. They could have done a lot better with the makeup and everything. They might have CGI'd him or something like that to make him look more menacing, but whatever. Aquaman, I thought it was interesting when Bruce Wayne, okay, Bruce Wayne went to recruit Aquaman. He goes into this bar. It's kind of a town pub in like Iceland or something like that, maybe Norway. Who knows? Aquaman's a Norse god, for sure. And he basically is trying to recruit him, and he's just making fun of him the whole time. But I don't know. Aquaman was really, really a jerk. He had one funny moment. I will say, anytime someone is incidentally sitting on or touching the lasso of truth, there's good comedy there. And they had one with Aquaman that I'm not going to spoil, but it was worth watching. Aquaman had a good fight with Steppenwolf that took place underwater. And with him communing with the sea and everything, having power to control water, they actually did use that ability pretty cool. And it looked like he would whoop Steppenwolf within his own environment, but Steppenwolf got the upper hand and basically beat him. So, life goes on. You have to get Steppenwolf to assemble all 3 mother boxes. Otherwise, the movie can't have its doomsday ending. Would I recommend Justice League? Would I recommend this movie? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. It's one that I would go see in theaters again. It's how do I say this? Wonder Woman, Cyborg were the shining stars of the movie. Gal Gadot, despite what people consider her limitations in acting, plays a compelling Wonder Woman, and I don't even remember who plays Cyborg, but both of the characters you're seeing little bits of them coming out, and it's those little cookie crumbs that keep you following, keep you wanting more. I like that they're doing that, and I think that these characters are going to have some interesting follow-ups on screen. That's for sure. I could do without the Flash. I could do it without Discount Thor. Bafflick. I'm gonna skip that one. I want to pass on that one. And then Superman is. I've never seen the guy in anything else except for Superman. So, and I wasn't even... okay. I have Man of Steel. I wasn't impressed with Man of Steel. He's been playing Superman since Man of Steel and everything. It really makes me miss the old days of Christopher Reeve, Dean Cain, even George Reeves. I miss those Superman. As opposed to some of the more modern ones. So he just doesn't do it. I don't. It's like his heart's not in it. But again, Justice League, it's got the action, it's got the special effects, the story definitely could use some tweaking. It's not the comic book. It's not the comic books, but they do drop a teaser at the very end. Wait until the tip end of the credits, and you get to see Deathstroke. And Deathstroke and Lex Luthor are starting their own team. Barry Allen even makes a reference saying, "Well, I do Gorilla Sign Language." I'm kind of hoping that they pull Grodd into it somehow, but it could be interesting. I hope they tone down the Lex Luthor. Because he's just, I'm Lex Luthor. I mean, it just reminds me of freaking Daffy Duck, okay? And I know Warner owns both franchises. So replace Lex Luthor with Daffy Duck, and you'd have a more compelling story, okay? But, it sounds like they're going to start the Injustice League or the League of, was it the Legion of Doom or something like that? I forget what it's called. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm not as sick with DC as I am with Marvel. Marvel has just they've got something down. They keep going through the same over and over and over. They keep going through the same motions in all their movies. And having seen Thor Ragnarok, it was okay, but I didn't like it as much as most people. And Justice League is something different enough where if DC keeps pushing the wrong stuff, we're probably going to get to a point where it's crap. But Justice League, all the Wonder Woman and Justice League show promise. That's the biggest issue with them. They show promise of something better that could yet come from Warner Brothers, from DC. But you can show promise, you can have potential, but if you never deliver, you leave people disappointed. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen as Warner keeps pumping these out and doing the DC universe. So, yeah. Mole Gamer. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Supports links below, helps out. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Have you seen Justice League yet? Comment below as always, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.